Hey everyone, Honest Stewie here. And before I get into the video, I'd hair on my arm, I apologise for that. Before I get into the video, in case you notice what's behind me, I'll set up my background behind me, but I've realised to see that on air bit, thank you very much, Rob and Lee, but to see that, I have to sit down there because if I do this, and I did have a stand for my phone, but if I sit here, I'm in the way of it. All you see is my head. So I'd have to hold the camera like that, otherwise, that's with my hand by the way, throughout the whole video. I was trying to get my stand ready, but it'll be like this. So what I'm going to do for now is just sit on the side. It'll be a bit of a boring wall behind me. Because, oh no, you can see me on there. Like that. Hey, it's a bit wonky, but you can see it. Oh. My apologies if I'm loud, by the way, I'm just excited. Yeah, that'll do the job. Yeah, there's stuff in the way of my phone, but without that, yeah, you'll see it. Yay! Serious. Ah, screw it. You know what? You can just see air. Air. There we go. That's good enough. Air's good enough. Right. Hey, everyone. Honest Chewy here. And I'm sweating like mad now. I've just had a shower, so my hair's gone a bit mad. This is going to be my review of Last of Us Part 2. And the reason I'm doing it now, I'm just going to do the video like this screw the wall thing. The reason I'm doing it now is because it's been a year since it's been out, and it feels longer. It doesn't feel like it's only been a year. It feels like about 2 or 3 years since that game came out. Like, honestly, but I went on my memories, and a year ago I completed it. And I just figured I may as well make my review, say my opinion on the game, and what I think about it. And obviously, if you have me on Facebook, you'll know my opinion on it anyway. But yeah, I'm just going to do a quick thing, and I'm going to jump into it now and just let you know what how it starts and what I didn't like and what I did like. Not much on the did like bit, I'm not going to warn you. Alright, I'm going to get into it. Also, I've got a view out my window, so I can look out the window now while I'm recording. So I look a lot brighter. Right, so first things first, what I didn't like about it. So first things first, the game starts, you play as Joel. So I did like that bit. The little snippet you get to play as Joel, a minute, unless you ride around the tree loads like I did. Like that bit, I did ride around the trees on the horse, because the horse was cute. And I like that bit. I didn't mind Daya and Ellie. Dina. I don't know where I got Daya from. And Ellie being together. I didn't mind that bit. I called that she was a lesbian in the first one anyway. So me and Shelley did when we played it. We were like, she definitely is, because of that relationship with the girl she had who got bit. And she turned on a DLC. Do you remember her friend? Is it Marlene's daughter? The leader of the Firefly's daughter. Now she got bit. They both got bit and they were both going to turn together. But that's when you realise Ellie realised she was immune because she didn't turn with her and she had to kill her friend in other ways. So that was the first one. You know what that was? DLC. That was DLC, and how heavy that is for DLC. Is unreal. Like, that was a heavy ending. Like, seeing how a friend turned. Like, she mentioned it in the game, but you'd never seen it in the game, in the first one. I'm just going to, go on. I'm not going to do what I like, what I didn't like. I'm just going to actually just talk about why I'm disappointed in it. Yeah, because it's easier that way, otherwise it'd be all over the place. Because it is all over the place. I'll start with the first one for a little bit. What I really enjoyed about the first one is what a lot of people have enjoyed about it. And it's the connection between Joel and Ellie. But if you take Ellie away, Joel is a good character. Joel is even on his own, does what he does to survive. He suits the whole zombie apocalypse, suits that game to a T. Whether they want to make it dark, miserable, whatever, he suits it because he has got the right attitude to survive. He is very cautious, very careful who he tells his identity to, which is what I'm going to jump into with the second one. Very careful on, who he trusts. There's only one girl I think he fully trusts. Oh, and Tommy, his brother. But even his brother, they haven't spoke to each other in years in the first one. So but he trusts his brother. But he's still cautious of other people. and then obviously his friend gets bit and turned. So it's just him and Tommy, and there's another guy who has a machete, who's unknown, who he kind of trusts a little bit. Really, he trusts him, because I trust him. But then he loses his daughter in the first one, which is literally had me in tears. So it was awesome. As in awesome as in the story. It was awesome. It wasn't awesome that he lost his daughter, but it was awesome that it had that depth already. Like, he didn't even have to lose his daughter to have depth to him, because the intro had me attached already. Like, it was, he had the watch and everything, and it was, it was cool. And then the zombie apocalypse happens, and anyway, he meets Ellie. Turns out she's immune anyway. Has to get the fireflies, and all this stuff happens anyway. It's not the story itself. It's just A to B. Get A to B to C to the end, right? Simple zombie game. Look at the zombie mechanics. Yeah, the zombies are cool. You've got the tickers, you've got the bloaters, you've got your runners. But yeah, you've got Left 4 Dead for that stuff. You've got a witch in Left 4 Dead. But what's good about the first one is Joel and Ellie's relationship. Bonding. But it's not just them two. It's like every character you meet. Every character in that game. Even that guy who owes money. And Joel just shoots him. You feel for them. Like, there's not one character you don't feel for. Like, you feel for what's her name? The one who gets bit and turned at the beginning. I forgot what she's called. But you feel for her big time, because she stays back and sacrifices herself to the fireflies. I think it's fireflies anyway, I'm guessing it is. Even Marlene, I felt for her at the end. Like, I was like, I get it, because at the end of the day, long story short, is Ellie's like, they're taking like people's brains away, of who's immune. So if they're being bit, there's something in the brain, because it's a mold, and it doesn't affect their brain. Like, they get a bit in the mold, but not much, and they don't turn. So what they were doing is, the cure isn't just take a blood sample; it's they take the whole brain, and there's a stem. But it's not a cure guarantee. It's a 90%, and I think Ellie's was like 90, if not 89%. I'm sure it was lower, and I'm pretty sure how you feel doing it. This is why the ending's so good. I'm just going to skip to the ending. The ending of the last one's so good, because you're so conflicted with the bond between you and Ellie. You feel like, right, I've got to save this girl. She's his daughter. You don't care. Even if she was 100% cure, who cares? She's immune. Let her go on. Let her, hopefully have more immune people, and then get, through it all. But, and they can still survive, just don't get bit. Simple. Anyway, that happens. In the ending, you shoot all the fireflies and you kill them, and it does feel good, because you're rescuing them. But then at the end of it, it leaves you thinking, should I have done that? Because I've literally just wiped out, the only cure, really, the only hope. But then you kind of think, nah, they were killing all the immune people, and it wasn't 100% cure. And my opinion on that ending was, it wasn't so much the right thing, but it was the right thing for the game. There we go, right thing for that game, because the bond between him and Ellie, I was not letting anyone kill Ellie in that game. In other words, I didn't care who you shot. Even Marlene at the end, I was like, yeah, you bloody blast. Anyway, do all that. He lies to her at the end. She says, did you, was there a cure with me and that? And he goes, no. And she just goes, okay. And anyway, it just ends. So part 2 comes out. Now I'm expecting it to continue from that bit, that story. Nah, jumps right into the town. Not bothered about. Introduces a load of new characters, right? Jesse, right? I'm not going to lie, Jesse's my favourite, right? Jesse, and I'll get into this. This is going to be a long video, we'll warn you. Jesse, favourite character, right? Don't mind Dina. Sorry if I pronounce her name wrong, but don't mind her. And I don't mind, there's another one as well. But again, these characters just get wasted. So this is the second game, part 2. And pretty much it's, they're going to kill Joel off. His past is going to catch up with him. He's killed the fireflies. He's nigh on wiped out all the fireflies, but he didn't wipe all of them out, if that makes sense. Like, there is other fireflies, and they're going to hunt him down, right? There's the bandit. He used to be a bandit. He used to murder people and rob them just for the clothes, to keep himself warm at night. So there was a method to what he did. Like, it's messed up, because you look at a zombie apocalypse and the people that wave the cars down and act injured, and it's you help them out and kill them anyway, and it is bad, but you're conflicted again, because you're like, well, they're just surviving, as much as the ones in the car that get down with surviving. They were, so Joel was. Anyhow, you feel like, oh yeah, he's done some stuff, and he probably, he did have to die. I agree with, well, this is what I'm going to get into. He didn't actually have to die. Because in my opinion, he, not in this game anyway, if you're making a part 2, there didn't have to be a part 2. But if you're making a second one, don't kill off the character everybody loves. Not unless it's justified and it's at the end. Don't do it at the beginning, which is what these did. Pretty much, first 20 minutes, amazing. Loved it. Horse riding, got a lot. You're playing as Ellie. You're looking for Joel. And then you play a bit as Abby. I didn't mind playing as Abby to start with, before, she does what she does. And then it goes along, and then she finds Joel. Joel saves her life, I may add. Doesn't let her get hit by a zombie, saves her life numerous times. She helps him escape. Yeah, she knows who he is. And then goes in the building, and the first thing Joel turns and says, now remember when I said about your identity, first thing he goes and says is, I think it's Tommy, oh, my name's Tommy, this is my brother Joel. Right? It was so dumb, because so many people hunt them down, like so many people, they keep the identity safe, not just for themselves, but by telling them his name and Joel's name, right? Abby knows who they are, knows that there's a town nearby, said there was a town, he even said we've got a town nearby with supplies. That's Ellie in danger, Jesse in danger, danger, all the people in danger. Literally, Abby, if she was done correctly, really would have pretty much tied up all the loose ends. So for instance, right, I'll get into what happens in this room, introduce name anyway, she knows Joel, brutally murders him, blows him off a shotgun, and really does him dirty, like he is like, not even like, you don't even play as him, so it's like, you're playing as her, but then it's a cutscene, and anyway, she bloody a golf club, really, like, I get you want it to be brutal, and I was tearing up when it was happening, because it's Joel. You don't want him to die anyway, so it was sad anyway, and it did make me cry, but it made me cry more of like a sort of, can't believe how brutal they were doing it, because it's a brutal game. It's really brutal, like a knife goes in the throat, you see the throat open. There's a lot of characters shouting people's names when they're dying. Oh, there goes Bob. That was one. The worst thing is when you shoot the dogs. Oh my god, the owners. But anyway, this Abby girl kills Joel because she killed her father. He killed her father. You get it? Yeah, revenge. Makes sense, right? But what made no sense was, in the thing you shot the surgeons in the first one, it was surgeon on Ellie. One of them was a dad. What the hell? So it wasn't a Firefly you shot. Wasn't one of the bandit raids you did, and maybe the dad got away, the daughter got away. It wasn't, another member of the Fireflies who, I'd rather it have been Marlene, I keep saying her name wrong. I'd rather it have been her daughter. I know her daughter died, but I'd rather have had another daughter, to shoehorn another daughter in. And I'd rather that have happened, because that would have made more sense. This made no sense. Like, when you think about it, really, he's doing what he can for his daughter. Like, it's his daughter now, you know what I mean? And like, this is what Abby does understand, but the game wants to just go over it. Because Abby is a character, her motive is, that guy killed my dad, I want to kill that guy. But then you realise, wait, this guy saved my life, and this guy killed my dad because he wanted to save his daughter. He even if he died doing it, he didn't care dying to save Ellie. And that's what Abby, it doesn't let Abby sort of do that. It just sort of, it's like it's written over that. It's just sort of like, oh well, I found him, I'm going to kill him, done. And then instead of killing Ellie and Tommy in that room, yeah, tying all loose ends up, and I'm going to get in before Ellie gets in that room. There's one thing I seen before she kills Joel, when she's beating him at the golf club. This is brutal, by the way. When you're going in, you're as Ellie in the house and you've got a gun, and you're going in and you open the door and you see her hitting him with the club. First thing you would do, right? The first thing Ellie would do, yeah, maybe it's just like, the story itself is a good story if it was done right, but this is where it's done wrong. She should have shot straight away. Like, it instantly to cinematics, instead of it being you open up the door and you shooting. Like, even if it didn't hit Abby, even if a shot went off into the window behind. If, you know, the first one, there's a gun in the water, she instantly does it, and she's a kid in that one. Like, she's a teenager now, like, she should be quick. Put it this way, she's being framed by Joel. If it was Joel and Ellie getting beat, put it that way. That's how you're going to look at it. Anyway, long story short, she kills Joel, brutal way, but leaves Abby alive. Not Abby, well, Abby is alive. Leaves Ellie alive and Tommy alive, which makes zero sense to me. Because clearly she's going to come back and kill him. Clearly. I know she's trying to give him another chance to live again, but she's killed Joel. That's the equivalent of what happened to Abby. So it makes no sense. Like, Abby went across, was it 4 continents to get there? Like, you're in the same continent as that person's father you've just killed. And it made no sense why she killed Joel to start with. But anyway, skip that bit. And we'll go on to she should have killed Tommy. Anyway, we'll go on to, as we go along, we'll get these characters. And then Jesse, you realise, got Dina pregnant. This is after that bit. Ellie survives, plays Ellie. And you're hunting down the people. And you feel quite, like, good doing it. Because you're like, yes, finally, all of them need to die because they killed a character that everyone loves. Joel, obviously, in a brutal way. And a guy spits on him as well. And calls him, what is it, pendejo. And spits on him. And enough said about him. And he looks like the guy who directed the game. So, yeah. Put it this way, I'll go through this quick because it's getting on a bit here. I'll go through pretty much what happens is you go through thing with Ellie, and then you find out that Diane's pregnant and Jesse's the dad, and you're like, yes, and Jesse turns up and saves you a lot, and Jesse's like the new Joel in a way, in my eyes. Jesse was awesome. Anyway, you're in the theatre. I'm just skipping a lot here, but you're in the theatre. There's a bit I could go over, but it's getting on a bit this video, so I'm going to skip to the bit. What I don't like is how characters are wasted. Like Jesse, the main one, he gets shot in the theatre, right? His death's so boring as well. He just gets shot by Abby, right? Opens up a door, you know, so dumb. After he hears noises and shooting, opens up the door like dumb. Anyway, he gets shot. He dies instantly. Ellie's left there, and it goes to a cliffhanger, right? With her pointing a gun at her. And he plays Abby. And it wasn't that I was mad that you played as Abby. It was when they did it. They did it when you didn't want to play as her. You hated her. She's just killed off a character you love. And she's just nigh on. And I'm sure before that she shot Tommy too. And you think Tommy's dead. So she's killed Tommy. She's killed Jesse. Right? She's killed Joel. And the game expects you to want to play as that character. Like, why would I want to play as that character? Leading up to killing them, by all means, because you don't know that they've done that. But if it's going to be a revenge game, and about revenge is bad, because that's the whole thing about it, why am I playing as the one who is doing the revenge and doesn't care? There is no repercussions. Like Abby all the way through. Kills Joel. Pretty much, we'll say for now, when we're playing as her, has killed Tommy. Has killed Jesse, even though Tommy technically doesn't die. And would have killed Diana. Would have killed her. I keep saying Diana, Dean now, just say D. Would have killed her. Knowing she was pregnant, she was going to kill her. And it just makes, like, no sense why they make you play as that character when it should be still Ellie. Like, even if Ellie died at the end, it should have been her story. And maybe plays Abby in another game, the next game. Could there be a part 3? Plays Abby in that, or plays Abby in this one they made all the way through, and have the ending be Ellie fighting Abby at the end, and you play as Ellie fighting her after she's done all the stuff. Because I'm not going to lie, there's a sniping bit, and the guy who's spatting Joel, you as Abby, the guy who's spatting Joel gets sniped by Tommy, and I was so happy. I was like, get in there, because he got shot, and I was like, yes. And she just doesn't care. Again, she has blood all over her face, she just wipes it, doesn't give a shit. And I'm just like, wow. So yeah, in other words, in the ending, all this was a revenge thing, right? So Ellie wants revenge against Abby. She kills all these people she doesn't really know, and she feels bad for it, and she feels guilty, but she's killed them. She has life back together at the end, Tommy comes, blah, 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 right? That life falls apart again. She hunts down Abby, sees Abby is drained and done because she's been tied up and tortured for ages, right? And I get the whole let her live, but why would she let her live? She would not let her live at the end. She would have killed Abby. Abby in Ellie's eyes took everything away from her. And at the end might have been a realisation that She didn't do it herself though, because Abby killed Joel and started it. Like, she did, you know what I mean? It should have been a choice ending, in my opinion. Even if they just did what Thing did, Metro played, where you picked to nuke these aliens or not, and I picked not to nuke them. But yet you play next game and a nuked. Yeah. Do that, but at least have a choice. Have a choice ending. Have an ending where you stab her or don't stab her. You know, because then I would have stabbed her. But then I might not have. But I would have, because she killed Joel. And she was a stupid woman. I hate her. Oh. And she was going to kill Dina, while she was pregnant. So, yeah. But, so yeah, that's my thing on The Last of Us. I told you it'd be a long one, because technically the first one, 10, second. Anyway, that's my review on Last of Us. My voice is going again. Bit more allergies. Right, I'll see you in the next video. This is Honest Chewy signing out before I itch my ear again. And overall opinion, Last of Us doesn't exist, part 2. Right, I'll see you in the next one. Honest Chewy, bye. Bye. Bye.